Hello and welcome to Teal House Farm. Today we are making apple syrup from cores and peels that we saved from our apple harvest. Let's go. So Micah, can you show us what we need to make our apple syrup? What do we have?
Apple cores, more apple cores, cinnamon. I used to say cinnamon, something like that. Big pan.
And sugar. That is all you need. The cinnamon sticks are optional. I like the extra flavor, but you can make this apple syrup without cinnamon if you just want it plain. If you are wanting to can the apple syrup, you will need a water bath canner and mason jars and lids, obviously. If you're just wanting to make it to enjoy now, then don't worry about any of that. But we're going to show you the full process from making the syrup to canning it, and it's great on the shelf for years.
Is that actually apple syrup?
This is apple syrup we made last year from cores and peels, and it is almost done. And today we're actually going to use this to make a yummy marinade for chicken. So we're going to get that started and then make our syrup and then show you both final products. Let's go. We have our apple cores and peels in the pot. We just dumped them in frozen. It's the easiest way to do it. You can use fresh ones if you want to. We popped seeds out if we saw them, but we are going to go ahead and strain the final product. In a minute. So it's okay if there's some seeds left in your cores for right now. We have covered it with water and added 2 cinnamon sticks to this big pot. I don't want it overwhelmingly cinnamon, so that's plenty for us. We're gonna bring the water to a boil and then simmer for about 20 minutes and then strain out all of the stuff, and then we will turn that cinnamon apple juice into cinnamon apple syrup. Okay. While we are waiting for our apple juice to be made, we're gonna go ahead and start our marinade using the apple syrup from last year. So we're going to use some chicken drumsticks right here, and we need apple syrup, Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, and a little bit of ketchup and some garlic powder. Our apples have been simmering now for about 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. We want to strain out the apple stuff and the cinnamon sticks that are still in there, but I'll give you a hint. There's no reason to be in a hurry when you're doing this and burn your fingers off. So I'm just going to let this sit on the stove and cool down significantly. Then I'll strain it, and then we'll warm it back up and add the sugar. A little hint is go ahead and use a slotted spoon to scoop out all of these big chunks. If you just dump it in your colander in the sink, it's a really heavy pot with all these apple cores and peels and things in there. And sometimes your colander might just tip over and then you'll lose all your hard work. So I like to scoop it out first, get some of the heavy stuff out, and then I'll strain it through my colander. These cooked peels and cores aren't really good for anything anymore. You can throw them in your compost pile, If you have chickens, they'd probably love it. You could throw them outside. All right, now we're gonna strain what's left, just right through the strainer. Now we're going to put it back in a big pot and add our sugar. I made just about a gallon of juice, and my general rule of thumb is that you add 6 cups of sugar for every gallon of juice. What's wrong? Oh no, we ran out of battery. You want to help me?
Yeah.
You want to help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got very hot. Very hot.
Okay, pour it in the pot. Good job. While we're waiting, let's get our drumsticks that have been marinating. We're gonna put them in the crock pot on high for 3 to 4 hours, and they'll be ready for dinner.
Yay.
I think we're about ready. I apologize for the noise. My bread machine is running in the background, getting bread ready for dinner too. To check this, we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit out and stick it in a cup and let it cool off just to check the viscosity. Again, it's not going to be as thick as regular maple syrup, but it should be thicker than just like apple juice. It's kind of in the middle. Your finger in there and taste it. Yeah. All right. We're gonna bring it back to a boil so it's nice and hot. We put it in our jars. Remember, when it's still really hot, it's very thin, and that's okay. Our jars have been washed in hot soapy water and sanitized. It's important that you sanitize your jars and your lids and rings because we're using the water bath canner and not the pressure canner. Silence over jar.
Why do I always have to have these?
You don't spill everywhere?
I won't spill it all the way.
Okay, she's filling them, and I'm gonna take a damp, clean towel here. Watch out, baby. Gonna wipe down the ring, just in case there's some syrup splashed. And then we're gonna put our hot lid and ring on. Everything is very hot. And then we're gonna sit it on our canner rack. Wipe, lid, ring, tighten, and put in the canner. Once it hits a rolling boil, they go for 10 minutes. We turn them off, let it sit for 5, take them out, we're done.
See you next time. Bye. See ya. Bye.
You say bye-bye? Say bye.
It's night already.